Yo, guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Also, everyone check out wraithax.eth domain name and oi oi, because that is what you got to do. Yeah, so we have a really interesting couple of things to go over. I've talked about two of these things previously. This one thing I actually did not know. Apparently, it had been confirmed last year, maybe earlier this year, but definitely not recently. It was reconfirmed again in Spaces either last night or early this morning that Veve did sign a 10-year contract with Marvel, and I actually didn't know that. I actually knew that their relationship was very, very intimate. I know that when David went to California, and he go listen to Veve Magic's podcast about that. She's been on my podcast. She's the amounts of magic in her eyes where she's like, where David was telling her the story. And again, she interviewed David. There's not a lot of people that get to interview him, and she did. And when he tells a story about how he went to Disney and they rolled out the red carpet, like, oh, okay, yeah, and him getting to do things that you cannot pay to do is like, okay, yeah, all right, this relationship is this super, super tight. And again, people like companies, like entities like Disney, they know what they're good at and they are some of the best at it. However, they also know what they're not good at. And okay, well, I'm going to try to be the big person, big CEO, and I'm going to try to do this anyway. Or they could be like, okay, we know we're not good at this. We're going to hire out help. It's like the parent that thinks they know everything. Oh, I've heard about this. Do this, do that, because just because you're good in one thing doesn't automatically mean that translates over into another thing. When you have parents that be like, hey, I'm smart enough to know that I don't know a ton about this. Let us go to the this person that's an expert in this, and you listen to this person. You know, shout out to the parents that do that know their limitations and know that, hey, I'm not, and that are okay to tell their kids, I'm not good at this. Let's go to somebody else. So when you have, and then they learn together. So when you have a company like Disney that knows that, hey, we're not good at making video games, okay, let's license our stuff out to Square Enix and have them make the Kingdom Hearts games. Cool. We have no idea what NFTs are. Digital collectibles is not our area of expertise. What's up, Gario? Let us go with Veve, that is extraordinarily successful at this. This is the most successful NFT platform out there. I mean, you could make the argument that OpenSea has more volume, but how many people are getting scammed a day on OpenSea? Like, again, shout out to OpenSea, again, because NFT insurance would not be a thing unless people were getting scammed on OpenSea. And again, that is something that Veve can go and cash in the next couple of years and make at least 9 figures per year. You heard that correct. Because of OpenSea's carelessness and their lack of being able to go do everything, come the rise with NFT insurance, and Veve at some point will be able to go, and if they want to, I don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, if you're making billions, I guess it doesn't really matter. But yeah, having that additional 9 figures a year just because of insurance money and really not having to pay out that much, if at all, is insane. Anyway, we do have a couple of things that I've talked about before, but not everybody else knows, because I have mentioned this in passing. Marvel at New York Comic Con, Marvel has this. They had employees that work there. I mean, look at for nerds that do not know, and or people that aren't nerds that don't know. Let me just show you a quick little. I don't know, where are we going back to? Let's go back to 2018. Comic Cons, all about them. I've been going there for the better part of a decade. And why does this matter? It matters because I know what it takes to get a booth there. I know what it takes to have a successful booth there. Any Yahoo with a couple $1,000s can go and get a booth, but to have a booth there and have it be successful, and then this is New York Comic Con, a comic convention this is WrestleMania for comic book nerds. This is WrestleMania. This is the Super Bowl. This is the grandest stage of them all. Even if you offered however much money, be like, hey, can I get a booth? Can I be on your booth? Hey, Marvel, can I pay you $100,000 and be at your booth? Um, you can't buy your way into that. Why did they decide to bring Veve on board? And I guarantee you this was more from Marvel than it was from Veve, because Marvel, which signed that 10-year contract, they have to justify it. They have to be like, okay, prove that this is not a mistake. And obviously, clearly it wasn't. Clearly they're making money hand over fist. But they're going to do that. The executives over at Marvel know full well that this is what nerds pay attention to. And it might not be 100% seen at first. You'll see it work better and better over time, especially when we're out of the bear market, especially when we're out of the recession. That would be, like I said, that's akin to you being you being on the card of like a very, very big title fight. Maybe you're not in the title fight, but you're a very, very significant undercard. That's how big it is. So you have at New York Comic Con, and this happened at San Diego Comic Con too. Clearly, I was at both, but at New York Comic Con I don't know how I could say it, at one of the after parties, you had Marvel employees there, and we happened to get to talking. This wasn't on purpose. This wasn't me, fishing for details. It was just, hey, like, what exactly do you guys do there? And, what type of bonuses come with that? And what type of, do you get to read certain comics before they come out? Do you get to talk to the artist type of deal? It was just, kind of nerds being nerds. And then they, it said, well, we're actually part of the NFT division. It's like, oh, cool. Like, I love that. I have a bunch of your NFTs. And they're like, yeah, it's good. But I was like, what, fam? What's going on? And they said, like, well, we do sales at Marvel, and every time we get, a new company onboarded, we get a little commission on it. If there's something that we think is a good fit and we say, hey, this is going to make Marvel money, when they come on board, we sign the contract, we make a little money. I was like, oh, that sounds great. That's like a sales job. Like, I'd be great at that. Just thinking out loud, I didn't offer them my services at all. And like, yeah, but with Veve, with being part of NFTs, like, we don't have that anymore. I was like, what do you mean? It's like, well, the contract is exclusive. We're not allowed to bring other people on board. We're only allowed to work with Veve. I was like, oh, so, because again, you, I mean, if I was Marvel, if I was Disney, like, and I wasn't 100% sure about Veve, you'd want to keep that an open-ended contract. But I guess Veve had it negotiated in there. Whoever did that contract on our side, shout out to them. Was it Legal Dave? Was it Dan? I don't know. But yeah, this is an exclusive contract, and I didn't know this for 10 years, but apparently this is yeah, this is one of the most bullish things that I've heard, because it goes in line with the other things that I've seen, like the fact that this is an exclusive contract, and also the fact that they have, if you look at their line items for next year, they have, I think, at least 5 new Marvel Mighties next year. And again, we have had, I don't want to say no evidence, that there's been zero confirmation that there would be a Marvel Mighty game. There is none. We have had 0 words from Dan or David or Reese or Alex saying like, oh yeah, or even Trevor, oh yeah, it might be a Mighty game. Like, no, like, have they hinted that, yeah, you might be able to use your NFTs in X, this way or that way or whatever? Sure, of course. Even Brock McBlockchain has said, hey, the Mermacornos and the Marvel Mighties, they can fit in the Feesh mech suits. So you're going to have some interoperability there. You obviously have to wait for Veve, but so again, you have. I'm just going to read part of this thread, because this thread is so heckin' good. I know I had retweeted it. Oh, and so my friend Ernie was going on, the photo dumping today on a lot of stuff, and he's a big Omi and Veve whale, and he said, I don't know if I should. Well, I already shared it on Twitter. It doesn't matter, but He said good times in New York City, and look who's over there. Look who is, two people away from him. Um, with his late wife Stephanie, obviously in that picture. But then, if we go, and again, he's one of the biggest Veve and Omi whales. The dude has well over 1,200 collectibles. I don't know how many comics. Him and his brother-in-law have, I think, 40% of the Thor posters. He's got a bunch of secret rare Coke. Yeah, I gotta get him on the podcast at some point because he's got a bunch of secret rare Coke bottles, like the snow globes. I was like, why that one? He's like, it's Coca-Cola. Like when he was younger, and then I remember it too. I got the Coke truck, and I got a couple of those things. He's like, this is what we did. This is what we had. Like apparently, people in their 50s just like they're gonna go crazy for it when they get in. Yeah, so he's got more Omi than me. He's got more. Yeah, he's got a lot more, and he's partly I don't want to give too much away. I don't even know if I should. Um, there are more like him in the group that he's in, that he represents, that I help advise on certain things. Anyway, yeah, and I'm actually linked down below to True Facet, uh that high end jewelry store, that high end handbag, where you can get high end handbags. They have BitPay, and they already accept Bitcoin and Ethereum. And again, because he's a big investor in Omi, because I'm a big investor in Omi, and I'm helping them do a cap raise, they are going to be able to have Omi be accepted as a crypto next year to be able to buy that high end stuff. So yeah, whales in the background are doing their part. Chavez in the background is doing his part. We're getting this bread. Anyway, back to what I was saying before. Oh, happy Festivus, by the way. Airing of grievances. Also, it was a little chilly in here before, but now it's a little warm, so I'm gonna open up that window, girl. Tell me something, girl. Grievance number one. Okay, no. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so yeah, on Mo Collections. So did you know Veve has a contract with Marvel for 10 years? And it says, who has longer term conviction, you or Marvel? Clearly Marvel does. And then you have Veve Viral going, saying, this information is about to convert me into one of those people that believes that Marvel and Veve Official have a greater plan for the Mighties. Ha 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 ha. Imagine Mighties world in the Veveverse. Which again, Marvel is a part of Disney. Disney did file for their own metaverse, so we're not, that Veve Virals is a forward-looking statement, but again, there's a separate contract between Marvel and Disney. So when you have something like Disney applying for their metaverse, and Marvel hasn't, then it is possible that we do have some type of Marvelverse inside Veve. I guess technically it's still possible that you do have some type of Disneyverse inside Veve, but again, if they're applying for their own metaverse patent, it's that's what they're focusing on. Again, not saying that we won't have anything inside the Veveverse. It's just they have that. But again, with Marvel not doing that, and they are separate companies, even though one owns the other. Anyway, Silicon Secure says, there's another point. Veve first appearance line of collectibles. You don't do that unless you have commitment. I have said this time and time again until I'm blue in the face, that I think the statues of Captain America that are animated, they look better than the Marvel Mighties. I think, I might get some hate for this, I think the Mr. Fantastic and the Sue Storm collectibles that are animated look better than the Mighties, but the first appearances do go to the Mighties. And that means something. That means that, again, it's not like Marvel just says, hey, this is the way it's going to be, and that's it. No, David and Dan do have say in the way it happens, and you have, especially David, that collector mindset, hey, we really probably shouldn't have these as first appearances unless you're doing something. So it is, again, anecdotal evidence. It is not actually saying that we're going to have something, but it just does give evidence towards that. Silicon Secure is another point. You don't do that unless you have commitment. Marvel had babies with Veve Official. They're called Mighties. Then Silicon says, who was in the Marvel booth at My Collectibles understands how significant this is. My Collectibles says 1,000%. It's as big as you can get. Being a partner with Marvel at the biggest geek conventions in the world is a major deal. Wet Wizard says, I don't see why they wouldn't use Veve. It's such a new and controversial industry. Why risk your company's name launching a standalone vertical when you can go through a solid and well-backed company for exposure, but still have a degree of separation if legally needed? No brainer. You have a bunch of other people. OG Woodster, I probably shouldn't have said his name. Sorry about that. Basically, just said, was this info received by the same person who said we had 2 million active users? And I guess, fair point, fair question. But Silicon Secure says, just look at the facts. Marvel's first NFTs on Veve, then Disney shows up. Veve in the Marvel booth for San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con. If you do your research, you find the facts. If you understand the relationships, you'll understand. Just watch what has happened and is happening right now. One of my biggest, or not, back house I love, and I nitpick anytime there's something I think wrong with it. Again, it's nitpicking by me. But one of the things that I think would deter investors, not collectors, because you're going to want to collect it because they're cool, is that it'll be hard for the back house to reach mass adoption because there's only 12,000 of them, give or take. Mighties, yeah, kind of the same thing. I think there's less than 200,000 of them. There's not a ton. But again, they have 5 other sets that they're doing next year. That's gonna make you're gonna have a million Mighties at some point. Obviously not. The first Mighties, the first couple Mighties had 28,000. So yeah, there's definitely over 100K. There might be less than 200K of them, but you had 28,000 for each common. Like, that's ridiculous. That's so high compared to what we have now. It was just a different market. But you think that we're not going to go back up there again? We're definitely going back up there again. Speaking of Mighties, again, I don't even want to say algorithm. I just have data points. I have models in which I go and I say, hey, this is undervalued, this is overvalued. Well, one of my models today told me that anything Riri Williams under $54-ish is probably a good deal for a sub 100. And number 97 pops up for, oh, you can't see that, for $39.95, about $40. So again, not financial advice, just what I'm doing. Moving on. Shumblob says, how do you know it's a 10-year contract? Again, fair question. Silicon Secure says, was discussed on Twitter Spaces. The relationship between Veve and Marvel is very strong. I agree 100%. Ryuzi Omi OG says, yes, and it's funny that people think that Disney is leaving Veve just because they're ending NFTs for one character. Also, it should be noted that the NFTs for Mickey Mouse, they're not ending entirely. Let me go and show you I don't even know if I have the article. I guess I could find that if I really needed. Which, by the way, I was not so sure about having, okay, you have a rare, this one, which is animated and it does have sound, then it is cool, but it's $60 and there's 2,940, which means 2,850. It's a lot. And then you have, a close call, which is an ultra rare. It's a lot less editions at 1,340, which means about 1,250. But it's not animated. It doesn't have sound. But then you have the secret rare. And again, it's blind box. It's $60. It's only 940 of them, which means 850 of them. So that's not a lot. And people are probably going to want that secret rare. And again, if you do have all 3, you are going to be able to get a Mickey signature, which will be airdropped. Excuse me. So again, when they say that this is the end of Mickey Mouse, let me go to the Disney thing. It is kind of, but not really. Let me explain. It's the end for the Mickey Mouse NFT collection. It's the end for these guys, the ones that are on stands, that are on those, and some of these are pretty cheap. They got a little bit of a bump over the last couple days because of this, but the secret rare casting the spell. Why do I not? Why can I see how many? Can I see? Oh, 36 for sale. Okay. 219, not crazy for an animated secret rare of, oh, that one's not even animated. The uncommon's animated. Not too bad for that secret rare of that. The Bandstand Mickey, I think the ultra rare is much, much less. Yeah, it's $85. And again, that's for the ultra rare. There's others in the set. They're not too much. And then you have the Steamboat Willie. It seems like it's just the last one for this particular set. You have a whole other set called Mickey and Friends. Guarantee you're going to be able to get more Mickey Mouse. Obviously, the golden moments have ended. They might do other things in the future, but yeah, I will bet whatever amount of money you want that this is not the last time we're going to see a Mickey Mouse on the blockchain. I guarantee you we get others, whether it comes in the form of Mickey and Friends or another thing. Could be on a stamp, could be on whatever. This is just the end for this specific collection. But yeah. And what else did I put on the title of this? Let's go. Always, forever, make me last forever. Okay, yep. And that was it. So I'm gonna go and get to comments real quick. I'm just gonna ask everyone if they can smash that like button. Oh yeah, okay. It's gonna free way to help support the channel. Thanks guys. Okay. Moving on, yeah. So talk. Yep. Okay. Wild. Now where was I? Oh, we got Nomad Guitars. I'm back to buying Omi, baby. Omi, Gala, Matic, Flux, and KDA. I'm on the way. Diversity. Diversity is great for many people that want to go and not put all their eggs in one basket. Not for me, but it's for other people. Nomad Guitar says, "Wow, like 80 billion Omi have been burned already." That's from the circulator, or that's from the reserve wallet. Yes. This is, my gosh, price will eventually be forced to move up when Veve kills the reserve. Let's kill these tokens fast with some Pokemon. And when Lambo, Veve. Nomad Guitar, you haven't been here in a while. They did announce a Lamborghini partnership at DesignerCon, so that will come some point next year. But yeah, it's dope. Yeah, watch the circulating supply start to dwindle in Q1 of next year, and either one of two things will happen because it has to. The circulating supply will decrease. So as it decreases, in order to keep the same market cap, it has to go up. The price of Omi has to go up in order to keep the same market cap. Or the price will stay the same, and if the price stays the same, the market cap will go down because, again, there's going to be less Omi in the circulating supply. So what happens to the market cap if the price stays the same? If there's less of them, even though the price for each individual token is staying the same, there's less of them, the market cap goes down. We're already like, what, 250 million? We're already stupid low. Let's try it real quick. Say 310 billion times 0.00083. Yeah, a $250 million. That is nothing. Anywho, but Justin says, I don't even remember hearing this from the video. I don't think it was from a video. I think it was just on a Spaces a while back. Wes says, if Marvel dropped NFTs for 10 years, they would have 1 billion Marvel NFTs on Veve. Well, here's the thing. In one of my earlier videos when talking about Marvel, and this is going back over a year ago, they could have a drop every week for 10 years. There's that many characters. And again, not everyone is a character that you're really probably going to want. Like, who wants Karen Page? I mean, I want Karen Page. Who wants a Ben? Oh, God. He's the reporter from Civil War. I forget his name. I think they made him black in the Daredevil series, but again, who's gonna want the reporter? Who's gonna want Karen Page? Who's gonna want Foggy Nelson? There's a bunch of side characters that, I mean, if you have everything else, might as well get it. Yeah, I mean, I want it. I mean, Karen Page is probably as important as maybe not as important as April O'Neil. Well, I don't know. Reporters are a really big deal in Marvel. And again, yeah, I told you, like, you have thousands and thousands of superheroes, obviously not all of them good, and anti-heroes and villains, and like just the Spidey family alone. It's just Spidey villains. Guys, this is, I told them that they could drop one collectible each week for 10 years of a different collectible, of a different thing. And and they would still have stuff to do. You could drop 2 collectibles each week for 10 years, and they would still have different. They would still not run out of characters. They would still not run. And again, not only that, you have variants. I mean, just for Spider-Man alone, you obviously have 5 different versions of Peter Parker, and then you have the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. Then you have Ben Reilly, who technically is Peter Parker. He's just a clone. And then you have the Mighties of Spidey. You have Gwen Stacy Spidey. You have God, what's his name? Miguel O'Hara, Spidey 2099, who just like dies in every single issue he's in. he gets heck. I forget the villain that it is that hunts him down. That hunts him down in every single reality except the 616 universe. It goes to 616. The villain always dies because Peter Parker kills him. Yeah, it's wild. Um, again, you have X-Men. Oh my God. Like I said, there's so Wes, you are right. They could have a bunch of these, and again, if you want mass adoption, if you want to have a successful game, and again, there is zero confirmations that we have any type of game for Marvel Mighties at all. That being said, we don't actually need Marvel and Veve to do that. We can script and code our own games in the Veveverse. We could just chess, like whatever you want to do, we can do in the Veveverse. But that being said, how do you get to? I forget who said it. These dresses, like, how do you sell a million dresses? Well, you have to buy a million. You have to have a million dresses, and that's how you sell them. How do you have a game with millions of people want to play? You have, especially if the only way to get that said skin is by buying that particular NFT. If you have that NFT, then you can maybe use the skin in the game. I mean, that's freaking brilliant. That's easy. Oh my God, that's so. And again, it's not like they're saying you need to have one to play at all. You can just play with your avatar. But yeah, play with the avatar for free, or how crappy are you gonna feel because again, this is what scares people as kids, scare them as adults. What pleases people as kids, please them as adults. How crappy are you going to feel when you're playing with your friends and you're the only one that doesn't have one of these? You're the only one, and again, it's like, well, Chavez, not everyone can afford these when they go to the moon. Yeah, agreed. And that's why if there was going to be a game, they're probably going to have it free. You can play for free with the avatar. But if you want a certain skin, you're going to have to buy one of the Mighties. Again, if they were to have a game. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say that, but that would make sense. Why? Because there is not too many other motivators than being poor. Like when you see all of your friends go that have something and you don't have something because your family can't afford it, you feel like crap. You feel like the absolute worst piece of trash because you're left out, and I don't want to say it's nobody's fault. It just things happen, and yeah. So that's gonna be a big thing for kids, and it's gonna be a big thing for parents. Oh, I got my kid this, I got my kid that, or parents that are just too busy and they say like, hey, I don't have time for my kid because I'm working, I'm doing this, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. Let me throw money at him or her, and hopefully this kid views that as a replacement for my love. I don't know. It's just there's so many different things. And again, this is if we were to have a game. Anywho, but again, how do you have a successful game with millions of players and millions of skins unless you have millions of things? They only have a couple 100,000, maybe. I haven't done the math on counting them, but I would imagine it's less than 200,000 probably. But if you want it, if you want to play again that majorly successful game with a skin, especially with skins that are limited amount of them, yeah. But again, it doesn't have to just be Marvel Mighties. It could be, you could have the statues. Again, we have Black Panther. We have half the Fantastic Four team. We have Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm. But again, really, really low mints of Mr. Fantastic. There's like 3,000 of them. That's stupid low. And I get it. It's not a first appearance and it's not animated. Okay, whatever, dude. There's 3,000 of them. And Jesus. Watch Any Praises. Alpha incoming. I don't know if this was out. I mean, I guess it is if you don't. Yeah. Watch Any Praises. Wes, ever been to Marvel's online retail stores? There are already billions of physical figures in real life. Why would you expect any difference in digital? Buy what you love and buy what is scarce. Oh, could not have said it any perfectly better. Watch Any Praises. Remember the goal. Walmart of NFTs. 10 years is nothing but bullish. Oh, agreed, man. Agreed. Darth Chaos says, oh, hello there. Oh, General Darth Chaos. Joseph says, you were just talking about this. I know. Dario says, good evening, Randy. Let's go. Let's get this run. I love this game. Carlos Castro says, flex. Tim Cox says, I won a Steamboat Willie Ultra Rare today. Get it, brother. Dude, good for you, mate. Good. So the Veve giveaways been wild. They got better every day, and not only did you win an ultra rare Steamboat Willie, which I think at the height was like 9,000, 10,000 almost, but somebody, I think ETAH was the name, won a Walt. They won a Golden Moments Walt and Mickey partner statue. Get out of town. Bananas. Double C says, isn't offering insurance showing a weakness that doesn't exist? Well, I mean, the only reason you have car insurance is because it's illegal to drive without it. So, Teslas that don't need the car insurance because their cars crash so much less than other cars, especially once full self-driving is solved. Again, if you don't need it anymore, insurance is one of the best ways to make money because you only have you have float. Float is when all of the money that you have minus all of the stuff that you have to pay out for. It's a lucrative business, and if I really want Veve to go and push this, because again, what would have to happen in order for people to lose their collectibles? Again, Veve has the keys. It's fine. Like they're not being stolen. I mean, you can get scammed out of them, I guess, when you have transfers and whatever, but that's not Veve's fault, and I guarantee that wouldn't fall under insurance. It would be like, in case the blockchain gets hacked, like you could do whatever you can't really hack the blockchain, but if you could have like saying like, oh, scams on OpenSea, scams whatever, protect your Veve NFTs and they'll never have to pay out because they're the ones that hold the keys. Like they're nothing fishy is going down. It's a brilliant move, and again, it could be worth hundreds of millions a year for them, and they really should. So when you say showing a weakness that doesn't exist, I mean the weakness for them doesn't exist. It is rampant in the crypto and NFT space, and it will be offered by other people. But what other company is going to offer you insurance that's better than Veve, considering it's their product? They have all the data. This is Veve will have the best pricing and probably the best margins in the industry, bar none. Bruce Wayne says, when crypto paying? Next quarter sometime. I'd say January, but could be later. It'll be next quarter. Jason Lawrence says, what's up, Randy? LA City Fire Department in the house. Let's get this red. I love this game. Doug Chaos says, Veve has stated it's exclusive and it's for the whole Disney umbrella of IP. When did they say that? That it wasn't just with Marvel? Just link it to me or send it to me on the Twitter. Oh yeah, water's good. So as you guys know, I live with a couple of friends, and a friend, Megan's mom and her partner came and they bought beer, and they kept feeding me beer, and I was like, I had a couple sandwiches already, and then we had dinner, and then had another and I was like, whew, I was a little toasty before, and now got a little bit of a headache. Just letting y'all know. Justin says, Bread chat. No Guitar says, I'm 32 years old. Next week, oh, happy birthday. 10 years, man, I'll be dead by then. Sheesh, I'm old AF. Well, I just turned 32 last week, so yeah, I understand what you mean when you say old AF. Yeah, I feel you. But yeah, honestly, Nomad, how fast did your 20s go? 20s went like that. And the first 2 years of my 30s, 30 and 31, they went very fast as well. Life is so short, man. Life is so short. The days are long and the years go by super quickly. Like, why did I go on vacation with a friend? Why do I why did I dedicate 90% of what will eventually be my net worth to animal charities? Because you're not here for a long time. Might as well do something good. Might as well, try to live your best life, girl. Darth Chaos is super deal. Saxon Sawai says, hi Dashi, hi Randy, aloha, brother Saxon, how's it going? Mickey says, why don't you have a normal apartment or room? You sleep and eat on the floor. I mean, I don't sleep on the floor anymore. I actually have a bed now. I did sleep on the floor for about 4 years. Partly because I don't know, military makes you not really need anything, any of the comforts that other people want or need. Also, again, originally from a third world country, I mean, a lot of Asians sleep on the floor because it saves a lot of space. Um, I slept on the floor because again, I didn't need a bed. I didn't. No, it's fine. And then again, same here. I have a bed because they had a bed for me. I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, I didn't. I still don't need one. It's whatever. Um, this is how a successful investor lives. I mean, when you have Elon Musk, that him and his brother, started Zip, and they were living in their office. They were sleeping on the floor, they were or at the couch, they were showering at the Y. You know, so yes. Saxon Toy says that Mickey, have you seen Randy's Viviverse mention? Well, Jenny Praise says Randy a little poke dreamin'. Isn't the opportunity to mint digital TCG cards as opposed to 3D collectibles? Imagine base set digital first edition, done and dusted. Yeah, it's tricky with the collectible cards because you would have to have a you'd have to have a first edition print run, and then you'd have to, because again, if it's TCG, you want to play the game. Like you want to play the game, and so you'd want to have one print run if they were cards, one print run of first edition. One mint set. Hey, this is the first edition Charizard and first edition Pikachu. I don't know if they would do yellow cheeks and red cheeks, but then you'd have to have an unlimited run, and they could do shadowless if they wanted, but that gets really confusing for people that don't know Pokemon. There's just first edition then unlimited. Obviously, people will value the first edition as collectibles because they will, and that's what happened with the physical cards. And then obviously the physical cards, value is still there. Like again, you have I was on Spaces yesterday with Alcon, or 2 days ago with Alcon and Lori Brenner, and we're doing giveaways of cards. Check my Twitter. It's a Aquapolis Gyarados. If that grades an 8, it's a minimum of $250, but I think it grades a 9. And then be 400, and it could grade a 10, which would give it like a $2,000 value, and you can get that via raffle, and it has Alcon's signature on it, and we don't know what Alcon's signature is going to do to these cards. Most likely increase it like 1.5 times. So 200 becomes 300, 400 becomes 600, 2,000 becomes 3,000. And then with the Charizard Space Set Unlimited card, PSA 8, that goes for hundreds. PSA 9 goes for like $1,000. PSA 10 goes for like 8 grand. Put his signature on top of that. Again, that's 5 figures. You really don't know what that's going to do. It's obviously going to make it go up. And not only that, you have the utility with that base unlimited Charizard. It's a 15-minute phone call with Al, and 15 minutes with Al usually turns into a bit longer. So yeah, and you could probably even have his wife Jill on the call with you as well. She's the president and CEO of First Responders Children's Foundation, which is where all the funds are going to. Laura is very nice to buy those cards and to donate them to this cause, and the proceeds are going to go to the First Responders Children's Foundation. Um, but again, I think you'd be able to get these cards for very, 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 very cheap price because again, one's just a every time you donate $10, you get an entry in, for the Gyarados, and for the Charizard, it's a silent auction, and I mean, I think it's worth $1,000 just for the phone call with Al. But again, if you want to go, it'd be a couple hundred, several $100 probably for just the base set Charizard by itself, even if it were just grade an 8. I think grades higher than that. I think grades at least a 9, which would make it worth about 1,000. And again, without signature, probably a bit more. And if that grades a 10, which the centering was really good, there was barely any whitening. It very well could get a 10. That That's thousands of dollars. And again, that phone call with Al. Anywho, but yeah. So when you have Watch Any Pray, the unlimiteds, I don't know how many people here that are in the VV space right now are gonna go collect the unlimiteds. And also, how many of the first editions are you gonna get? Because it's not like There are, I think, 124 first edition PSA 10 Charizard. There are thousands of the 9, thousands of the 8. How many of them are they going to print? Are they going to and that's for a rare. I mean, or yeah, that's you have common, uncommon, this is yeah. That's for a rare card. And if are you going to print, I don't know, 10,000 Charizards? Like 10,000, I know, and that's for first edition. That's not including the print run of the Unlimited, which is multiple, multiple times that. I think you have 10,000 for the rare. What's going to be 30,000 for Pikachu? But again, if you're going to have millions of people on this app, a lot of them Pokemon fans, a lot of them collectors, that would actually make sense to have that. Which is, like, how are you going to market this to 5 million people, to 10 million people, to 50 million people if you just have, 1,000 Charizards? It's impossible. Like, these mint numbers are stupid low for what it's going to be in the future. Stupid, stupid low. Um, they don't really those what are those called? The Infinity Stones. They don't release stuff like that for no reason. Just saying. Um, when you have even 5 million people, yeah, people will, if they were to come out with Pokemon, in the next couple months, the next year, and they were to do cards, people would get pissed off, like, oh, there's not a collectibles now, there's 30,000. Guys, it's nothing. Because those sell, not the first edition ones, but the unlimited sell every day. Every single day people are buying. Um, and that's just strictly Pokemon people. Not like you're gonna have people that are gonna buy and sell those that have no idea what the heck they're doing, that do not like Pokemon, that just like, whatever, I'm just gonna make money with it. And they will, and that would just be for the first editions, and that might not be enough. I mean, again, first edition PSA 10 Charizard has those have sales in the hundreds of thousands of dollars because there's only 124 of them, and many of them are not real tens. Many of them should not be a PSA 10. They should be PSA 9 or 8. It's just having to get lucky on grading that day. Oh, God, if we ever get Pokemon, I'm gonna need to do so many videos and so many streams. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be insane. I don't think I'd be able to do this long stream because I would need to save it. Everything that I say would have really great importance at that time. Anywho, the Unlimiteds, they would have to have hundreds of thousands of cards of Charizards because if you want him in your deck, if you want to play with him, again, fire types are really, really hard to play. But if you want him in your deck, you need two at least. You want about 4 or 5 Charmanders, you want about 2 or 3 Charmeleons, and you want about two Charizards. So everyone, if they want to play a fire deck, if they want to play with Charizard, you're going to have that. Energies, you're going to need to have those as well because you have to have multiple of them. You have to have a whole bunch in your deck. Let's say I don't usually do fire decks, but let me X out of everything real quick, and let me show you. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. On my Pokemon trading card game. Let's just, okay, there we go. Let me go to my deck. All right, Bulbasaur and Friends deck, right? Modify the deck. I have 25 energy cards. All right, that's 24 of the grass energy, but I have 25 energy cards. You only have 60 cards in a deck. 25 of them are energy. Why? Because they need to be. So if you're going to have Pokemon, I mean, every single attack that you do, let's take a look at Bulbasaur. He needs 2 energy cards in order to do Leech Seed. Let's take a look at Ivysaur. He needs 3 energy cards to do Vine Whip and Poison Powder. Let's look at Venusaur. He needs 4 to do his Solar Beam. Like, and that's just, Caterpie needs an energy card to do String Shot. Every single thing that you do. And if you're playing with Charizard and you use a Fire Blast, use that Fire Spin, yes, it does 100 damage. Woohoo. But you have to discard some of your energy cards, if not all of them, I think, for Charizard. I don't even know if I have a... Oh, no, get out of here. I don't want you. Okay. Um, okay. Yeah, let's take a look at Charizard right now. Uh, yeah, when you use Fire Spin, which costs 4 energy to do, you have to take 2 energy cards attached to it and discard it. So then you have to wait another 2 turns to use that attack. You need energy cards out the yin yang if you're going to. Oh god, no. What? Oh god. Oh god, sorry, my phone just sometimes gets so stupid. Um, I need to do another one. Also, now that I've been here a while, if everyone can smash that like button again, be super great. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Um, yeah. Guys, I'm not. Oh, okay, very good. Never mind. Now, where was I? GeoMe, TNYC, says conservative price point for OMI during the next bull cycle. When do you think Binance or Coinbase listing? Okay, conservative, meaning like not super bearish, not like Black Swan event, but conservative bull cycle. 3 to 5 cents, super conservative. I mean, that's still like a 40 to 50x from here. Yeah, I'd say 3 to 5 cents conservative next bull cycle. And again, I obviously think it goes much higher, but you know, that's where my super conservative thing is. When do you think Binance or Coinbase listing? I think they're going to want to save those second half of next year, maybe, maybe even longer. Because again, let's say David and Dan have not thought about liquidity for the token. Let's say that Terra Luna collapsing and FTX collapsing have not shaken David or Dan's confidence in Bit4X or AscendX or OKEX, and they think like, nah, these exchanges are solid, which they may or may not be. I don't know. If they decide not to go and fast track a couple of these, or have some of these exchanges at the ready, they're like, okay, y'all ready? You good? Okay, as soon as one of these goes down, boom, Kraken, you're in. Boom, Coolcoin, you're in. I don't believe they would do that with Coinbase or Binance. That's something you want to save. But if they don't want to, have any in the stalls ready to go, I would say that you might not get exchanges the first 2 quarters. Maybe you get a couple of crappy exchanges that Renegade list because they can. You don't need a Comey's approval to go and list the coin. You just list it. We've had that happen before several times. But for the actual announced exchanges, you would probably want KuCoin, Kraken, Crypto.com, a bunch of others. You would probably want that first before Binance and Coinbase because, like when they were filming and they were doing The Force Awakens, Star Wars movie that came out in 2015, they took Luke out of it pretty much because they said anytime that Luke came on screen, all you cared about was Luke. You did not care about any of the rest of the story because finally Luke was back. In that same breath, okay, once you get Coinbase or Binance, does it really matter what other exchanges you're on? I mean, I guess a little bit, but once you're on those two, it doesn't really matter what else you're on. So I would say that if they're not super cautious and super conservative and super, having other exchanges going out the ready, I would say we might not even get them until like super late next year, like Q4 or maybe even the year after. Again, it really depends on what this bear market does. It really depends on what the recession does and how bad it gets. I think, we have some pain the first half of the year and then, we bottom out and then the second half of the year we recover and then we start doing more and more exchanges. But it's possible that I'm wrong. It's possible we don't start recovery until 2024. I don't think that's really all that likely, but, when it rains, it pours. It can happen. So that's, there's too many unknown variables that, I have no idea what would happen. It's X Villages. What's up, Randy? Yeah, what's up, X Village? You do good spaces. Richard Van Garden Garderin says, how much will the secret rare Mickey be from the new drop, considering the airdrop in your opinion? So, what it settles at after the snapshot is taken, or right now? Because I knew that Namor was going to be at least 200 because of the airdrop, because of the Shuri Black Panther airdrop. It's like because of this and because of everything that you see with the other ultra rares and secret rares that you see in previous posts. I was like, okay, yeah, being 200 makes sense. But then people got insane and it went up to like 370. And I was like, oh, I was not expecting this. Um, so originally, when I thought 200, all right, it might go down to what it is now, 70, 80. When it went to like 350 and was staying up there, I was like, okay, this might settle at maybe 120, but then because again, it is still the lowest minted one. It still has the lowest. So it has more. It has the ultra rare Namor has less mints than the secret rare Shuri Black Panther because there's 973 Shuri Black Panthers. There's only 910 of the Namors. How that happens, I don't freaking know, but it happened, and so but despite that, Shuri, which looks a lot better, is this is the other thing. You look at all of the other Marvel Mighties, the other secret rares that you have. The secret rares are like 3 to 5x what the ultra rares are, but not this one. It's not even 2x, not even 1.5x. The price, or maybe it's yeah, maybe it's a little more than 1.5. So I look at that, it's like, okay, sure, it's undervalued. And then I look at the relationship between the rares, the ultra rares, and this is why I got another Shuri before. Shuri in general, I believe, is undervalued because yeah, a lot of other rares are, around that range, the $10 to $15 range. But there's so much more of them. There's either 18,000 or there's 15,000 or there's 6,000 or there's 5,000. You know, yeah. So that all being said, the price of the secret rare, because you're going to need it to get that airdrop, and again, signatures are very, very important for Disney folk. Honestly, the other two I do not think will go above retail. I'm not 100% sure they'll sell out. So what's weird about, I'm gonna lean this way because my back hurts and you can still see me. Dashi looks so glorious right now. Um, I mentioned this in my video the other day, and I don't know how many people caught it. The James Bond drops, which they delayed until like January 6th, I think, or January 7th. The snapshot was taken. They had announced it twice now that the snapshot was taken for the Series 2 Japanese James Bond poster set. It's the one with like eight of them in the set. It had it hadn't dropped at all. Every single other collectible that had a snapshot or airdrop done, boom, people are flooring, 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 flooring. And the bottom falls out. And you go down, like, again, Namor went from I mean, he was like $60 the like last week. He's up to 70 now, but going from like 380, almost 400 down to 60? Oh my God. So I expected that, especially from the Bond posters, because posters don't do well at all. The people that collected that Bond set, those Bond posters, they collected because they liked them. Because after they announced that snapshot, they did not go down a cent. So yeah, I can no longer say with full confidence that the bottom will drop out. Now, most likely it will. I think the reason for the bonds set not dropping is because there are so few people collecting that already. The people that did collect all eight of them or nine of them, whatever, they did it because they liked it, and they weren't going to sell anyway, and which tells you that there's a good couple hundred. I think because the max amount of bond set posters would be like 200, but well, let's say a third of like there's a good amount of collectors here that are collecting just to collect, and the how many people are going to do that for this particular Mickey drop? I don't know. I would say signatures are important. Yeah, I'm trying to put. I know I'm just kind of talking in circles. There's just a lot of data to try to go over and to try to mull through the head. And I think the other ones are probably going to go below retail because again, $60. There is a lot of mints. It is Mickey though, but it's like the fifth version of Mickey. But still, it's Mickey. Um, hmm. Probably at least 100. I mean, let's take a look at the other ones that did not have any utility, right? Oh, why did I X out of my Veve app? I'm so stupid sometimes. Okay. Let's go to the brands. I will never be afraid again. I will keep on fighting to the end. All right, so you had 200 for the casting the spell, right? So there was 1940 of those. Oh my God, do you guys remember the Islanders? The Islanders chant when you would go to games back in the day when they were playing the Rangers would go 1940. And the reason they did it because the Rangers hadn't won a Stanley Cup since 1940, and throughout the 90s, Islanders were just, you know, obviously now it's the Rangers suck. You know, obviously that's it now, but before then it was 1940. Anyway, 1940 of these, you know, 1,940, $219, and that's no utility with that. But again, you have the it's cool, and this looks really good. That it looks really good. Um, you know, let's try the Mickey Mouse Bandstand again. That one, not too many people really liked, but there's 6,900 of them. Everyone comment nice down below over the 69. 6,928 of them. So it makes sense that it's only $85. Okay, so 69. Hold on, 85. And 1940, so it's about 1/3 of the price. Oh, that's interesting. So in the casting the first spell has about 1/3 the mints of the it has about 1/3 the mints of the bandstand, and it's 3x the price. That is super interesting. That weird thing with the numbers, it's 1/3 the price, and then it's 3x the. Oh, that's super cool. So we could use them as models. Let's see if Steamboat Willie has the thing where. All right, so 6,900 as well, but it was the first one, so it's 389 because I think Steamboat Willie should have had a first appearance thing, but you know, obviously that goes to the wall, that goes to the partner statue. So this one is 6,900, and it's 389. Well, this was also $10,000 at one point, so there's only so far it can drop. And the Bandstand Mickey is the weakest. Excuse me. So this, I would say, I mean, it's hard in this market though. Those are there because they were a certain point, and this is probably as low as they can go. I mean, anything can go lower, but you know, one at 1940, that is $200. So having half that, I would decrease the mint size by half. You're probably going to increase it by 50%. I would say 300, and it might even be higher. Because again, Namor was 300 something, but in my experience, not too many people really give a crap about Namor. And that is at their own peril, because Namor is a super important character. Like, people sleeping on Namor. I have two. They're both sub 100, so I am kind of pumping my own bags. But yeah, and this is Mickey. Everyone loves Mickey. Doesn't matter. He's like Spider-Man. You know, it doesn't matter how many iterations they come out with. That people are gonna love him. And there's only 9. And again, there's a bunch of cheaper options. You have the rare and the ultra rare. But oh yeah, this is a secret rare too, isn't it? Get out of here. Yeah, yeah, it's a secret rare. Although the reason the Steamboat Willie was that thing was because he is the animated one. The common that I have, I don't believe is animated at all. And there's a ton of them too. Loading files. No, he is not animated. He is not animated. So that's fine. Yeah, I would say, and even the bandstand one. Oh no, the animated was the ultra rare. Weird. The animated was the ultra rare for that one, and that's the weakest one. Oh, the casting the spell was the secret rare. So the secret rares do a lot better. This might get to four or 500 then, before the snapshot is taken, and then when the snapshot gets taken afterwards, then people might dump because, I mean, and again, only how many people are going to dump? There's not a ton that you can dump because there's only 900 something of them. Because there's what 900, 940, which means 850. With Namor, a lot of people dumped because he just wasn't a notable character, and technically he's still not. But again, people are sleeping on him. With this one, you have, instead of having 910, you have 850 of the total, and you get that signature. What else do we say about the signature? Mr. Mouse himself, this 3D digital cloud featuring Mickey's signature is a must-have for a Disney fan. Actually, let me go and take a look to see if that signature matches up, because they have the signatures on the back of the Mickey and Friends cards, which I have. Also, that Taylor Swift Anti-Hero song is stuck in my head. Oh, no. Okay, let me go. It's me. I'm the problem. Sorry. No, I don't want to sell in the market. I want to go and... Okay. Turn this around. Turn this bad boy around. Oh god, no. No, I don't want that. Okay. Okay, here's the Mickey Mouse signature on the airdrop. And here's the Mickey Mouse signature on the card. I think they look pretty similar. Oh, fudger mother. Okay. I think these signatures look very, very similar. In fact, they're damn near identical. Like, I think they may have, well, just copied and pasted that signature. So again, we do already have his signature. So maybe that would be a reason why people wouldn't, be as excited, because we already have it. And you can get the Mickey Mouse signature on the card. The lenticular card's like $29. It's stupid cheap. And yeah, if you get the entire set tomorrow, and you hold it by January 3rd between 1 a.m. 11:49 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, basically hold it for like 30 hours. Hold it on January 2nd, afternoon to January 4th midday. Hold it for 48 hours. You'll be fine. And they'll be sent the collectible NFT on January 6th January 2023. But hold it between the 2nd and the 4th. They'll be fine. One airdrop per set held. And people might get multiple sets. But yeah, it's hard to say, because you have that signature that you can get on the Mickey Mouse card. Do you really need it on this airdrop? Or I don't even know if it's gonna... I mean, it does have other animations on there. It does have other drawings. If you take a look, I'll go super deep with it. You can tell it does have other animations on it. which is really cool. It's really boss. And there's actually a chat dialogue bubble in there you might be able to read when you get it too. Yeah. But I think it could go to 500 before the airdrop, possibly. It's X Hey Randy, did you notice for the Journey into Mystery 83 announcement, they didn't say super limited edition, which is 10K. Comic Run, what do you think? More or less stays the same. I would hope it would be 10K. If any, I mean, for this, I think I hope it'd be less, maybe like 8,000. It's not a lot though. I mean, this is a Grail comic. I think CGC 9.2 goes for over 100,000. I think CGC 9.4 or 6 would go for hundreds of thousands. Yeah, it's silly. I think a 9.2 had sold for over 100,000. 9.4 had sold multiple times, and there's 9.6. I don't think it's ever sold. Yeah, that's a Grail comic. So if it's a little more, then that's fine. I mean, I hope there's not 60,000, but you know. Carlos Castro says, but Mickey Mouse and Friends NFT collection already has Mickey's autograph on the back of the card, so the airdrop's not right. Yeah, I was just saying that. Yeah. Sorry, it took me 32 minutes to see that. Mickey Mouse is Sexos, Hawaii. I haven't seen Randy, doesn't care about real life. She wants to live in the metaverse luxuries. I'm a dude. Not a bot says, time to pull the trigger on Coinbase and Binance, less chance of a pump and dump in bear market, build slow and steady. I mean, I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to do that. Especially both right now. I would definitely wait. But again, that's just me. Victor Aros says, ultra rare Foggy Nelson. I'm down. Oh, yeah. It'd be so great. It's possible we get him in the Daredevil. I mean, we have Elektra. Possible we have him in the Daredevil stuff. It's X-Village. It says 700 total characters in the MCU. Like the Marvel, yeah. Well, that's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's not. They have other stuff that's not in the MCU. Clearly, Jason Lawrence says, "Let's smash that like button." Smashing. Oh, dude, who would want an Aunt May NFT? If it's what's her name from the Tom Holland movies, I want an Aunt May. Also, Sally Field though, I love her too. The other Aunt May is like, it's all right. Thank you, Jason Lawrence. Smash that like button. Cayuga Fature says, "I just saw an assortment of Fortnite skins sell for 5K on eBay. Hold your stuff. Hold on." Cayuga, is it possible to sell me that? Or not sell me that, send me that, the link where you saw that? Also, are you Native American? Big A says, so many nice prizes today. And the one guy got the Coca-Cola truck. Rip. How much are they going for? I just see how much they're selling for right now. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Okay. There's my Coke truck. Hi. It's me. Oh, so they did not sell out. There's 277 left. They're going for $20 over on $20. Not a ton. Rip Coke truck guy. Omi Panda. Evening. How you doing? Kennedy's Amazing Adventures. Sorry. It says, I got whitelisted for crypto paying. It exists. I know it exists. Super glad that you got the, excuse me. Sorry, hiccups. Super glad that you got the whitelist for that. Let us know how it is. Living Aloha says, cards from the early sets of Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic, and Pokemon First Edition are trading like art, and the prices are nuts for high grades. I know. That's how I made a lot of my money. Living Aloha says, I've noted that Pokemon's move to Pokemon Live, which is happening now, is removing the collectability from their app. Thus, the market for whomever gets the digital collectible license will be huge. Yeah, they're not scarce at all anymore. You have a couple chase cards, and sure, you can get that, but there's no scarcity anymore because they can print it into oblivion. Pokemon bought extra printers. Like, they bought printers specifically to go heckin' redunculous. Colty says, how big of an impact do you think crypto to NFT will have in the VV market? Price-wise on collectibles, thanks. I think similar to how we had people that wouldn't put their money in until you had payout, which we got in July or June, month over summer, months ago. There's also people that, okay, yeah, you have crypto pay in when you have crypto payout. Even though we have payout in other forms, I think there's people that will not put in until they have that payout option. But in that same breath, remember the show Stripperella? It was based on Pam Anderson, and she was like a crime fighter in the day, at night, whatever. One of the scientists that was like, he was always like 30 years late on inventions, but he invented stuff, and one of the silly things that he invented was pennies. He made like a penny destroyer. It's like, you put pennies in and they don't come out. And then somehow she found herself in like a giant jar filling with pennies. Oh, thank God I have this penny thing. It was stupid. Stupid show. Anyway, when you have crypto pay in and there's no crypto pay out, then you might see inflated prices for a bit. And then when you have crypto payout, then you have things, especially when you have like cash out to Omi or sell your stuff for Omi to NFT. Yeah. Well, then that's a vicious cycle though, because when you get Omi to NFT, okay, Omi's going to be used a lot, and Omi price will go up. As Omi price goes up, hey, like again, Omi can go up 1/10 of 1 penny, and that's an extra. How much is that? Like extra 150,000 for me. Every time it goes up 1/10 of 1 penny, from 0.001 to 0.002, it's like an extra $100-something for me. So if that happens, and suddenly, oh hey, I got some monies here. It's found money. When people have found money, especially people that are buying right now, and their stuff increases 3x overnight, it's found money. You're gonna spend it. So that'll be that vicious cycle. You have a bunch of Omi, and NFTs are low, buying the NFTs. The NFTs are high and Omi's low, sell for Omi. Yeah. So I think you'll have some arbitrage there, but just crypto pay-in will help. I mean, I don't think it's going to be like, oh, crypto pay-in back to all-time highs. I just think it'll help the market a little bit. Maybe increase 20%, 50%. I don't know. Zolad Michael says, yo, you talked about whales earlier. What qualifications make someone an Omi whale, and why are there groups just for whales? So I think to be an Omi whale now, probably 100 million Omi or over. When Omi is up to half a penny, okay, 100 million is a lot. 100 million Omi at half a penny is $500,000. Not everybody has that, but I think if you could put six figures into it, then you're probably you're probably at a put six figures into it, and you're probably doing okay. You're probably a whale. So if you have six figures worth of Omi, at the time you're probably a whale. I mean, if you put in $10,000 now, and then when it goes to a penny, and you have over $100,000, are you an Omi whale at that time? Probably no, because of where the price is, and But again, it's different for each person, who has that. I could say one thing, Asian Dan could say something else, Foster Hill could say something else, we're all minnow to Dr. Profit. And why are there groups just for whales? So when I was talking about Ernie before and part of that group, I don't mean like I don't mean like he's just messaging people randomly on Twitter saying, hey, how much Omi you got? Join this group, wink wink. It's not like I'm going and trying to filter out who has a bunch of Omi and then putting him into a private Discord group. He is an Omi whale just because he has a lot of money and he can afford to put more money into Omi than I can, and have more collectibles than I do, and just have, he's a little bit older and he's had a lot more time to build up capital, and he's very, very good at all the stuff that he does. And when you're that successful, you tend to run in successful circles. So a lot of the other people that he works with that I know, they're like, oh, hey, you're the Omi guy. Tell me about it. Oh, you're the Veve guy. And, guiding them on things. Okay. Buy the grails, buy things that are historically significant. It's low mint. I'll tell them what I'll tell you right now. I tell them to buy all the grails, the first set, even though the Becky Cloonan and the other Batman, that's in there, don't hold the candle to the Todd or the Riso. I told them to buy that. I told them to buy Secret Rare or Spider-Man. I told them to buy that whole Spider-Man set. Told them to buy Partners. Again, just the blue chip collectibles, and then low mint season ones, because those pretty much don't exist anymore. I have not told them to go heavy on the Mighties. I did tell them to get a couple of the Mighties because of the airdrop, the Shuri airdrop. But again, these guys are running real life businesses. Again, that True Facet company, link down below. That did 10 million this year. It'll do a lot more next year and the year after. And that's not the only company that these people have. Again, in part of that whale group is other whales that maybe don't have as much money, but oh, hey, you're one of the VPs of Procter and Gamble. Hey, how you doing? Oh, hey, you are big in the political sphere. How's it going? And it's like, and because of that, we become friends, and I get the. I flew out to Ohio a couple weeks ago, mostly because of a different thing. Well, it's a thing within that group, but oh, hey, you were this person that had significant influence on legislation in Ohio a few years back. How's it going? Oh, hey, you did this person, and if you didn't do your job, 40 million people would have lost healthcare back in the day. Oh, what's going on? Like I'm not gonna tell you who these people are, but it's not like a secret it's not like the Avengers where I'm going like, hey, putting a team together. Come to this Discord chat. Hey, what if I told you there was a secret whale Telegram chat? And I'm sure there are. I think the original like Master Collectors program points had a Telegram chat, which I wasn't in because I didn't really collect collectibles at the time. I just I kind of went for the drops and I went live for them, and it's all about the Omi token. And I have 70 something sets. So it's not like whales come and fusion ha together to form these super groups because they all have Omi. It's like it's a bunch of these people that have a lot of money. They go and they happen to, when they do things, and people are not ready for Asia. They're not. And what I mean by that is people are significantly underestimating what Asians, especially South Koreans, do, because I've seen it in Earth 2 before, where they come in, they buy up everything that is significant to them, meaning prices in South Korea, up until South Koreans got into Earth 2, which, by the way, their metaverse looks better than any other metaverse on the planet. But up until Asians got in, US was number 1. I think South Korea was maybe like number 7 or 10 or 12 or whatever. As soon as they got in, bought up all of South Korea, and South Korea was number 2. South Korea, I think, still is the number 2 country in Earth 2 for tier 1 and tier 2 land, because the land was bought up so much, and there's only so many tiles you can buy in South Korea because it's so small. And then they start, and to this day, a South Korean has the land that the Statue of Liberty was on in the Earth 2 metaverse, and I wanted to try to buy it back from him to keep it in American hands. Said no. It wasn't done. There's going to be little dogfights. There's going to be little wars when Asia comes in. There's going to be people like me, people like Wraithax back there. There's going to be that guy Ernie that I showed you before, that we just bleed red, white, and blue. Me being in the military, I guess, well, Wraithax was as well. Ernie being just born and bred Midwestern America. There's going to be war zones. They're like, oh, hey, there's going to be a bunch of metadata from like Rootless Girl, from Puddin' Cheeks, from a bunch of people that are just like, hey, a lot of these collectibles are going into wallets that are in Asia, and Americans are going to be like, oh, hell no, nah. And it's going to be going back and forth. But it's just that when you have, they Wales and South Koreans very, very similar in that they travel together. They travel in packs. Hey, what are we doing now? Oh, we just made. And again, this jewelry company that they bought, the True Facet, it's not. It was not a cheap company when they bought, and they bought it recently. They had the extra capital to buy it. I think a Market Watch article came out of it in October. Um, yeah, they're going heavy, and there's not just one of them. So I don't want to spend too much time on it. I think I have already. Probably should have said some of the stuff that I said, but you know, you can track wallets. There's no secret in what some people are doing, and yeah, it's and a lot more of this type of stuff will happen in the future. So that is not the only whale group that I know of. There is one OG whale group on Telegram that I'm in, but it's not like these people weren't executive. They weren't executives of Fortune 500 companies. Like in the OG whale group on Telegram, it is not. Oh, hey, I'm VP of Procter and Gamble. Let me go and put this amount of money in. It's yeah, just YOLO'd into Omi when it was at 4 zeros. Absolute degen play, and suddenly they have 80 million Omi because they paid for it when it was nothing. But again, they are there and they exist and they're amazing. I have the third least amount of Omi in that group, and there's like 10 or 12 people in there. In that OG whale group, I have the third least amount of Omi. Most other people have a lot more than I do in that group. And then there's again, I did a lot. It was sometime over summer. There's an event in the Hamptons. I don't even remember what the event was called. How did I get Ken Gwynn, CEO of Republic, on the podcast? How did I get Janine Yorio, CEO of Every Realm, on the podcast? How do I get, because I went into an event where there's a who's who there, and Veve and Omi was very, very popular. All I had to mention was, yeah, we have the Disney license. Yeah. And obviously I couldn't speak for the company because I don't work for them. I was like, oh yeah, I'm a YouTuber. I really cover this company. Put a lot of money into. Oh, tell me about it. Oh, you're on YouTube. Oh, and like again, this is not inside information. Like this is just people, but it just I happen to get lucky that some of the people that some of the circles of people that I happen to associate with are really, 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 really big people. Again, Perianne Boring, who's going to be coming on the podcast, is CEO of she's in the digital chamber of commerce, literally fighting the battles in Washington, the most important policy battles ever. Nick Ward, who I got on the same thing. Like, I get a lot. Some of these people that I get on the podcast, it's for fun and for whatever. Why am I getting a bunch of significant Asians on the podcast? Because Veve is rolling out to Asia. So getting, these notable, Japanese people on the podcast, it's for a reason. For getting these people, a lot of these people on the podcast, these are for reasons. And the connections go a lot deeper than, hey, coming on the podcast. These whale groups are not few and far between. There are many. And sure, some of them have already bought in. Some of them are waiting to buy in. Some of them are not even trying to time the bottom. Some of them are saying, hey, respect, sounds great. I'm going to wait till crypto regulation is passed. And they've been waiting. And they will continue to wait for another 6-8 months until crypto regulation is passed. They will not buy in. They're in the Veve app. They're just not. They're just not in the. It's so strange. Oh, hey, you're worth like $1 billion and you can't pass KYC. It's just so nuts. Yeah. We are going to the moon. I don't know when. I just know it's happening. Because of all the money and the people that are in and going to get in, that are like, yeah, we're going in. Not some from Wales, some from, yeah. This is stupid. This is stupid low. I need to buy more. Like I said, I buy more Omi whenever I can. Why? Because I know where this is gonna go. Anywho, that was a really long-winded thing. Watch Any Praise says, great Poke Talk, value added. Bottom line, Veveverse must reflect in real life. Therefore, we need to be able to play the game like the game business on my plot. And again, if you don't like what they have to offer, if you don't see what you want, be the change you want to see. Go and code, go and script, go and hire someone that can do that. And if you see a need, if you see something that the Viviverse needs, that people want, that isn't there, you have the freedom to go and make that on your land. Like this is ripe for takeover. And nobody sees it now. Or maybe still a couple people see it now. God, I don't know if I can say that. Let me say that Veve, with the extra mints of the extra things that they had, they could have chose not to burn certain things. There were big buyers going and want to buy them out of the extra mints that they had of certain things. They said no. Clearly, they don't need the freaking money. Clearly, they are flush with cash. They're like, nah, we're just going to burn them. When you have, you're going to see a bunch of other companies that are not going to ask Veve to do certain things. They're not going to give them that professional courtesy. They're just going to buy. They're just going to buy up the whole supply, and they're going to become the store. And anyone ever see Shameless, where these big banks would keep taking, where Frank and everyone was living, and they're offering like 50, 80, $100,000 over what the house was worth, and people were taking it because who's going to say no? Like, oh, my house is worth 150,000. You're going to give me 225 for it? Sold, deal. What? And would you not? Because clearly they know that that land is going to be worth something. I guarantee you, people do that in the future with these collectibles. They will become the store, and people are going to do that with land in the Viviverse. And it's like, well, Chavez, there's a whole bunch of land inside the metaverse. You have Sandbox, you have Decentraland. Okay, land that matters. Decentraland has like 60 active users a month. Earth 2 is more than that. Sandbox is more than that. Veve obviously has more than that. We have 17,000 active wallets each week. It's stupid. We're worth so much more than Decentraland. Everyone and their sister is going to have a metaverse. And most of the metaverses are going to not be good. So, NFT platforms, most of them are crap. Even at NFT NYC, most of the projects there are crap. I was never more bullish. I mean, I say this all the time. I was never more bullish on Veve when I went to NFT NYC and I looked at all the projects and I was like, oh, and they were like, remember in The Big Short where Steve Carell's going to his friends, wait, why are they confessing? And they're like, they're not confessing. They're bragging. And it's like, I go to the NFT NYC and it's like, why are people like showing this? Why are they showing this product that's not even finished? And it's like, why are they showing off the embarrassments? They're not embarrassed. They're proud. And it's like, oh my God. And some of these people knew about Veve. A lot of them didn't. It's insane. Also, it's getting chilly in here. I'm gonna. Yeah. And like I said, a lot of these people didn't. And if they did, like, there was two, maybe three companies there that I was interested in. One was, I think it was called, not Crypto Cats, Radiation Cats, Skull Cats, Dead Cats. I don't know. There was something cats. I had them on the podcast. That they were interesting because the project got rugged and the community saved them, and it was like, oh, that's good. Like the community was so strong that the community took over the project and like saved it, and I was like, that's a really cool story. And the other one was Neopets. Those are the only two, and maybe there was somebody else that I couldn't really think. Although I was showing Feesh to everyone. People were really interested in Feesh there too. And the other one was Neopets because that's an established IP. That's something that's nostalgic. I was like, this is really cool. And they're making their metaverse. So yeah, that was really interesting. I forget what I was talking about beforehand. Game business. Oh yeah, on my plot. the same way most of the NFT platforms out there are crap, most of the metaverse platforms out there will be crap as well if they're not crap. Again, when Earth 2 came out and suddenly there was After Earth and Up Earth and Earth, Earth 3 and it's dumb. Like After Earth isn't even around anymore. They're rugged. Either they rugged or they just went out of business. Either way, they're done. There was so many of those and copycats, and you knew what Earth 2 did. You knew what the community was. Same thing. People try to go and snipe Veve content creators for their project because their project has no intrinsic interest. Can't compete. Same thing with what Earth 2 is happening. A bunch of content creators for Earth 2, like myself, got contacted from After Earth and other Earths, and no. No, it's dumb. Yeah. Chago Solis is Randy. And I will say this, the same way that a bunch of these companies and hedgies will come in and buy up these collectibles, I'm going to do the same thing with land. Some, like Janine Yorio of Every Realm, already did that with Sandbox. And yeah, probably make money. Probably better if she put it in Naomi or in the Veveverse, but, another time. Living Aloha says, I don't think the exchanges are as a big deal as U.S. regulation. I don't think U.S. regulation is as big a deal. Again, U.S., the SEC can go and say, every single crypto except for Bitcoin and Ethereum is a security. And it's a bogus thing that could pass. Okay. For U.S. exchanges. We're Comey and Veve, they're not based in the U.S. They're based way, way, way out east. And that'll affect exchanges in the U.S. Not exchanges over in Europe, though, or the rest of the world. So, yeah. Bill Garner says, how about that comic incoming? Yes. Journey into Mystery. Again, this is a grail. Does it come out tomorrow? Tomorrow, I'll be... Oh, wow, my voice is gone. There's nowhere in... What the fudge? Why doesn't it have the drops coming? All right, hold on. Wait a tick. I'm going to go to the Veve. Oh, it drops on Tuesday, December 27th. Oh, so we might not get a drop until then. Because we have December 26th on Monday. The 1 of 1 is gonna go out. Oh, I guess that's it. Are we done until? I guess we might be done until Monday. The other thing drops, or you can bid on it. And I guess it's next going to be Tuesday. All right. I did a bunch of airing of grievances before, saying, can the government please tell me what I owe in taxes each year and stop making me and my accountant guess every year? Like, heckin' please. BB Fanbam says, if they tell us what we owe, they won't be able to find people who get it wrong. Touche, Fanbam. Okay, moving on now. As well, just thank you, sir. You do good YouTube videos. Oh, why thank you, sir. Bill Garners is probably going to be $20 on the drop. Will be worth it though. What was it talking about? Oh God, I'm so far behind comments. I'm so sorry. Living Aloha says Mele Kalikimaka. Merry Christmas, everyone. Mele Kalikimaka. Saxon Soaya says Mele Kalikimaka. That says, let's sweep lenticular cards. Saxon, if you are still here, I will let you know that is pretty much impossible. Because, oh wow, there was no comments for like 12 minutes. Anyway, I will let you know why that's impossible. Well, not impossible, just really not. You're not going to sweep as many cards as you think. Maybe the Mickeys you can, there's a lot of them. But Pluto, which is about $100 right now. Let me show you a photo of what I took of yesterday. No. Of Smarty Pants. Now, I saw the amount of Smarty Pants this dude had at DesignerCon, 333 Pluto. I saw it on his phone. And now Smarty Pants has, as of yesterday, 373 Plutos. It's about 5% of the supply. And yeah, so and that's why there's only 41 Plutos left on the market. And then the Goofies, how much are they? It's 56. Yeah, there's less ultra rare than there are of the secret rare. Wild. But yeah, Mickey Mouse is super. Yeah, $29. 71 on the market. What about Minnie? Minnie, 78 on the market. She'd 24. Yeah, these are pretty cheap. These are pretty cheap. Bill Gardner says 9.6 comic is estimated at 2 million. Oh, it's amazing. One review says, any idea how we can gift Veve NFTs to friends and fam? We can't right now. We will be able to in the future. It's just right now we can't. Hugo Futurist says, check your Twitter DM for the eBay Fortnite skin sale. Just sent it. Thank you, senor. Sorry, I'm so far behind on comments. Oh, wow. Listing ended. Oh, it's sold. No heckin' way. OG Fortnite account, rare skins. Check description for more detail. All right, let's see what's in this description. 300 skins, 500 emotes, text on Discord if interested, Cash App only. Oh, this seems like a scam. This seems like a very big scam. The dude has one feedback, and it's negative. Careful with the scammer. He does not comply with the agreement. He only waits to be paid and disappears. He does not answer anymore. Yeah, I mean, I get um, somebody probably would have gone and paid that what he has, but I also, yeah, you can tell that right away. Um, but yeah, the fact that people are willing to pay that, the fact that he could scam people out of that, agreed. That's save your NFTs, save the NFTs, people. Move on. Johnny Dunn says to the moon. What's up, Johnny Dunn? How's it going? Saxon Salai says at one Rivian when Veve implements gifting, it will be one of the biggest contributors to growth. Yeah, definitely, 100%. Jago Solo says Johnny. Pele says when the Veve cold storage wallet, guys. I don't think that's a priority for them like at all. Oh wow, caught up really quick. Zolad Michael says, ah crap, that makes me a terrible investor along with collector. LOL, I'll be 6 figures in soon and I'll have just over 50 million. Check my damn head, just curious. Good thing rich people need plumbers. Throw my info. Yeah, dude, I put in 500,000 and, I mean, I was up to 1.1, 1.2 million and, down $1 million. Happens. Um, I mean, it sucks, but, where it's going. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But Gardner says, yeah, I need to buy another Donald Lenticular. Last one I bought was at 600. Definitely need the dollar cost average. Yeah, we do like that. Just says Fortnite skin pack. Give me that Ohio emoji pack. Ohio. Saxon says, wow, it's a lot of Pluto. Yeah, dude, it's nuts. It's wild. The damn dude had you manage 100. Oh wow. So I play this game called Birds, or it's called Wingspan, and you can like tuck cards and you can do whatever. And personal best of 106 tucked cards is wild. It was my friend Mark had me download the game. Like I played the real life board game before, and it was addicting. I was playing too much. I was like, all right, I need to stop this. I need to stop. Yeah, the dude's got so much Pluto. All right, so now that we are done with comments, let's surf the market a little bit, shall we? Let's surf the market. Oh God, my tummy. I ate too much. All right, let's go to the. Actually, let's 665 collectibles, almost at 666. Let's take a look at the Shuri Black Panthers. I should sell my number 578 because I don't. Oh wow, she's down to 105. She's super cheap. And the cheapest sub 100 is $200 though. I don't know if I'd get that. Not right now, anyway. I can't even afford that right now. Ugh, excuse me. Yeah, 105. I paid 155 for a sub 100, but even now that's a little much. And I wouldn't sell because she was like a 123 when I bought that. But let's take a look because again I love looking at the mighties. Let's take a look at this. All right, M'Baku. Let's check him out. 437 for him. So I'd say 43, maybe $45 would be a decent amount for a sub 100. You can get a number 62 for 48. That's not bad. And that's it. I mean, you have a couple for 55, but and again, there's no sense in really buying the 48 or something 48 gems when there's four others listed for under 100. 47 for 110 is not terrible. I wouldn't get it though. Not really anything here for M'Baku for me because I wouldn't for a common Marvel Mighty, I would not pay more than 10x for a sub 100. So Nakia, who's an uncommon at 435, say probably 32 to $35 for her sub 100, but the cheapest sub 100 you can get is number 63 at $55, and then there's a sub 50 at $100. It's number 44. I have the number 42 and 43 because they were selling them for super cheap. There was literally like 50 gems, like each. It was dumb. Let's check Namor because again, Namor is more scarce than Shuri, and he's at $71. That's stupid cheap. Yeah. So and Shuri's at just legit 100. So the secret rare is only 1.5x the ultra rare. Does not make sense. Does not make sense at all. Shuri's definitely undervalued. So I think anything less than double the price, so anything less than 140 is probably a good amount. The cheapest is 149. It's number 83. I have the couple that I have of him. They're both sub 100s. So none of them are really good right now. Take a look at Okoye. She's at 479. She's uncommon. So I would say about $35 as well. But the cheapest sub 100 is actually a sub 50 at 99. And it's close, but it's not. I want it, but it's, meh. It doesn't exactly fall on my models. Queen Ramonda, $3.60 for her. So it should be about $36 would be a good sub 100. You have something on there, number 89 for $49, but not really worth it. I got the number 47 listed at $420.69. No one's gonna buy that. And then Riri Williams, who I have 6 editions of her, 4 of which are sub 100. But again, even at $9, that is stupid undervalued for her base, for her floor. And then when I saw her before, it was under 40 gems to get one. That was silly. Now the cheapest is 60. There's 2 at 60, and then there's number 53 at 99. Number 47 at 1. I have the number 42, 420.69. It's nice. This is the only Marvel Mighty's truck. This is the only Marvel Mighty's vehicle. There'll probably be more. I just don't know what. And there's only 6,000 of them. So there's not a ton. Not a ton. We got one review saying, was thinking of getting my first golden moments between Disney D or Aladdin Lamp. Any thoughts? Well, the D was the first airdrop for Disney Golden Moments, and the last one most likely as well. But the Aladdin Lamp was the first one that ever really had utility from the company anyway. There's a bunch of people that have given utility to the partner statue where if you have it, you go and get discounts on their select businesses, It's cool. It's cool. Oh, it's cool. So I still have the utility for the Secret Rare Alligator Loki, where when I do get on to Florida, and you go and if you have one, at the time of my choosing, I will pay for your ticket to Disney, or Harry Potter World, wherever we go, Universal. But so that will happen if you have a Secret Rare Alligator Loki. It might take 2 years for me to get down there. I don't know, vacations aside. Those are both good. Let me check the Disney D and the Aladdin Lamp, and I'll get back to you real quick. Okay, brands. Disney. All right, let's see. Okay, Aladdin lamp and Disney D. That's actually one of the sets that I have. Okay, there were 10,000 editions of the lamp. It's $40 hairs. So one, okay, you can get 82 for 400. Can make sense. Especially, yeah, number 82 for 400. It's about right. But especially when the next cheapest is 5,900, just buy it and relist it for like 1K. Someone might buy it. Probably not, but it's possible. The Disney D, also 10,000. 73. So I'd say 730. Oh, no. Yeah, Golden Moment sub 100s is really hard to find. Because that... Actually, let me go through some of these Golden Moments. Let's say Winnie the Pooh. Now, Winnie the Pooh is 13,000 editions. It's a lot. But it's only $56. So I would say... And there's only 4 sub 100s. Cheapest is $100. Timon and Pumbaa. Same thing. 13,000. 41. There's only 3 sub 100s. Cheapest is $555. And it might sell. All right, Cogsworth and Lemire's $39. Cheapest is 300. Oh, actually, number 80 you can get for $275. Might not be bad. All right, Flounder and Sebastian, 44. So it'd be about, what's it, 280. You can get number 51 for 250. You can get a sub 50 for 400. But again, you can get a couple of sub 100s for 230, 239. Fudge. What did I do? Okay, and let's check out the Chippendale, the ultra rare. 51 in the market, but they were, okay, only 6,333, and they're 118. And the cheapest you can get sub 100 is actually number 66 at $500. Should only be about 4. Yeah, some of these things are okay. Let me try the Lady and the Tramp and the Donald and Daisy Duck. So Donald and Daisy Duck, 82 for the floor, and there's only 2. So yeah, the Golden Moments are very, very similar to season 1 in that they are the sub 100s there's few and far between. I don't see any of these being super crazy. Let's look at the sub 100s for the Walt and Mickey. $2,700 for the floor. There's 3 sub 100s listed. Cheapest is $10K. Actually, it's not bad. Yeah, sub 100. A sub 100 partner statue you can get for $10K. 9,999. That's really not bad. Like that's really not bad. Now again, yeah, that sub 100 partner statue for $10,000. It used to be 50K for the floor. That's not bad at all. It's rather good, I think. Again, I'm not going to do all of these because there's a ton. But that does make me curious. What are the Spider-Man at? Okay, let's take a look. Okay, Marvel. I don't think Spider-Man's in the Marvel. You just have, yeah, okay. Okay, here we go. Spider-Man. Okay, first appearance. Let's check out the secret rare, shall we? Let's check out this Grail. 43 in the market, so it's about 4.5%. 6K floor. And 27K for a sub 100 is the cheapest. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 15.8. 15,888. So 16K for the floor, sub 100. Also not bad. All Chat Gaming says, thank you for the Friday night stream. Thank you so much for the super chat. That sounds so great. Thank you so much. It means the world. All Chat Gaming says, Veve gave original Golden Moments from Drop Disney. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. We did have utility for there. If you had it, you either got, I think, 3 or 6 or 12 months for the Golden Moments if you got them on the drop. That's a good point. Forgot about that. Palace Brandon Z says, locked in for 10 years. All right, off to Maui I go. Yeah, dude. This is going to the moon. This is actually a pretty decent podcast that I did because I gave away a lot of stuff, a lot of knowledge, a lot of, again, I don't want to say inside info because it's not about the company. It's just people, but a lot of inside info, an inside look into groups that are buying this and are ready to buy this. I've known it since summer. I mean, I've known it before then, and so I sold everything last year. But that's just because I saw the best ROI. I didn't know how deep it went. I didn't, and again, I could tell you all this until I'm blue in the face. This is, in my opinion, and Dashy's opinion, not financial advice, but everything that I said before, half hour ago, I don't know how long you got all chat and Palace Brennan's even here for. This is probably one of the most insightful looks at other people that are, one of the videos that I've done where other people, I give you a look at what other people are doing and why. Actually, we can see the time it was when he asked the question, but I didn't answer until like at least a half hour later. It was, yeah, Zolad Michael at 9:30. So within the last hour, I talked about, because I didn't do it till answer until like a good while after. So you talked about whales earlier. What qualifications make someone only whale, and why are there groups just for whales? I probably spent a good 20 minutes on that. And that was a very, very intricate answer. So yeah. Yeah, Marvel locking in for 10 years. They knew, again, Disney especially Disney, lawyers make $1,000 an hour so that their company can win anything that they get. Any lawsuit they get, it doesn't matter. Lawyers paid that much win. There's a reason why lawyers get paid that much. And again, that number of $1,000 an hour is probably old. And it's probably, I'll check it. Is this just running in? I'll rewatch over from the beginning. I love you guys so much. Give me those replays. And thank you guys for the 50 likes. That means the world. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. The house makes noises, and every now and then it freaks me out. People are here now, which is fine, but a lot of times when I'm here alone and I hear people walking, and of course I put on my big boy hat and go, and I go outside. I'm ready to throw down. And sometimes I just wish that there was someone there. So I just had to, and then I open the door and no one's there. I swear I hear people walking. And it's just, it's not like, oh, you hear something and it's the walls or the pipes moving. Yeah, I know those sounds. I've been in houses forever. But I feel the weight of steps going on the floor, and I'm in my bed and like, okay, it's go time. Anyway, sorry. It's just, it does that every now and then. So yeah, there are a bunch of reps. Like even, let's go to the drop. Not let's go to the drops. Let's go to the Batman Black and White series 1. The Todd. I guarantee you the Todd. If there's any sub 100 Todds, well, Todds are different because there's like the sub 100s. There aren't just 60 of them. There's like 80 of them. So there's just that much more. But Todd's $900 now, and There's only two sub 100s, and actually the number 56 on sale for $7,000 is actually a pretty good deal. And the OB Shinobi has a sub 50 at $15,000. Not bad, kid. Yeah, not bad at all. This, yeah, these. If I was getting it, I would get in right now. I'd say the number 56 Todd for 7K, pretty good deal. And then you have the Riso, which is the real winner. He's at 2K. It's pretty low, and the sub 100s. You can get a sub 100 Riso for 4K. You can get them for literally double, only 2x the price of the regular. That's also really good. That's a better deal than the Todd. That's a really good deal. And again, the Joey Mad Batman and the other one, the $104 for him, and the Becky Cloonan is no, I keep Xing out. What do I keep Xing out? Becky Cloonan, they're okay, but they're going to be historically significant because they're in that first set. Everyone's going to want to collect that. That first set will be well over 6 figures. The Riso himself will be over 6 figures. The Todd will probably track with ETH. Yeah, the Todd will probably track with ETH, and I would say the Todd could be worth, I don't know, 10 ETH. And again, 10 ETH now is like, okay, well that's, that'd be what, $10,000? But 10 ETH when ETH is $10,000. Again, people don't see it in numbers. People see it in ETH. It's insane. Yeah, the Todd will be worth 10 ETH. And the Riso will probably be worth more than that. Because there's so few in the world. So yeah. Especially those sub 100s. Now, moving on. Let's take a look at the first appearance Joker. What's he at? Because there was 7,500 to him, and God, he's 115. Stupid low. That is stupid low. Are there any even sub 100s of him? There are. You can get a sub 100 Joker for $500. I think that's pretty cheap. What are the Carmine Infantino Robin? What's he at? Is that $2.99 on Wednesday? 99 cents. Sorry, it's a SpongeBob reference. There's only one sub 100 of Carmine Infantino Robin, and it's worth $9 million. So, you're not getting that. Let's try first appearance Harley Quinn. The Bruce Tim. God, she's $87. And the cheapest sub 100 is $2,900. Sub 100s of the season one. Again, when I was talking about whales before, what do I advise them to buy? I advise them to buy the Grails, and I also advise them to buy sub 100s of season one. Why? Because there's so few of those. Those are the flex pieces. In general, season one is going to be flex. But season one of Grails, of those sub 100s, they're already pretty much disappeared. They're already gone for the most part. And the problem's only going to get worse. You're going to see it as people be like, at some point, I'm like, oh, you got that. Oh, what does your hedge fund have that? Does your bank have that? You don't really have that. It's going to be like impossible, And then people like, oh, shizness, you're an OG. Part of what I liked at VCon was that people were wearing the clothes that they had of their Bored Ape. And it's like, oh, this person's got money because they had a Bored Ape and they're worth, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't know what they're worth now. They might not be worth that much now. Let's take a look at Nightwing, shall we? He's in season 4. All right, Jim Lee Nightwing, because there wasn't a ton of him either. 1850 of him. He's at 265. This is first appearance Nightwing. and the cheapest sub 100 is 2K. Yeah, this is, and again, like to me, that's not worth it. Oh, you can get the number 40, $9 million, and nobody's gonna buy it. But yeah, this is it's wild. A bunch of these sub 100s should not be. They're already kind of priced out from people. Let's take a look at the Thor Marvel Mighties real quick. Beta Ray Bill, good secret rare. He's 129, and I think he's at 1500. Um, cheapest sub 100 to him is 225. I want to go over to. Oh no, I'll keep with the Thors for now. Jane Foster had a very, very big performance in Thor 1 and Thor 3. Or I'm sorry, Thor 4, Love and Thunder. She's $9.40. And the sub 100s for her, $79. Not bad. Yeah, it's $79. But okay, so here's what I'm saying. There are 4,000 of her, right? So there's 4,000 of her, and she's worth 940. And she had a big performance in Thor 4, at least as female Thor. But then you look at Riri Williams, who has only 60% of the mints at 2,500, and she's less than that, and she's at $9. So there's 40% less of Riri Williams, and she's less amount of money. And I think her sub 100s. Yeah, you have two of them that are cheaper. And there was a third one that was cheaper, number 97, but it was for 39 gems, so I bought it. 39.95, 40 gems. So I bought it. That's why I think she's so undervalued, because you have another rare of Jane Foster, which, if spoilers for Thor 4, does not look like she's coming back. And spoilers. Okay, so but honestly though, she has such a big part to play in Secret Wars. She'll probably be back. So Loki. This is the first appearance Loki. What about Alligator Loki? He's a variant, and he is a first appearance, but this is first appearance Loki as well. He's $12. And actually, you have a number 68 here for $89. That's a pretty good deal. Which I think I've gone over before, but that fits within my models. I have three of those Lokis. Not a huge fan. Akomi Skywalker. What's up, Akomi Skywalker? Yeah. All chat game says just running in. I'll rewatch from the beginning. NFT says late but here. Christmas drinks aliens. TA says the end credits scene made it like she might have a shot. So here's the thing. In the comics, Black Panther, I think he's wearing the Infinity Gauntlet. Black Panther commands the army of the dead, and maybe Shuri does in Secret Wars, but Black Panther. So the dead can clearly come back. I mean, one of the things that we thought was going to happen in Avengers Endgame was that everyone that died was going to be brought back. Like we thought a bunch of these heroes would get killed, right? And then we thought that Hela, because she's the ruler of the underworld, just brings them all back, or Lady Death brings them all back, whatever it is. So, yeah, I think people never really die in comic book movies. They can come back. Do it with the Time Stone. You do it with whatever. You can bring, again, the multiverse. They'll be back again. There's something called the Thor core, and the Thor core you can see like 50 Thors in there. Okay, Hulk. You have so many different variants of the Hulk in Secret Wars. At the end, when there's the Thor core fighting all these things, there's a whole giant ship where all of these Hulk, like I think Maestro Hulk is like, Hulks assemble, and then they all jump down from the ship. It is the coolest heckin' thing. God, it's so amazing. I cannot wait for these movies. But again, how does the Thor core get out from under Doctor Doom's spell? You have Jane Foster Thor going in and sprinkling in these little things of like, he's not really a god. Why is he not down here with his people? You have her spreading like the FUD. You have her spreading like all this accurate information about Doctor Doom, on Battle World, and it's like, oh, this is interesting. And Thanos comes back, it's wild. Now, how much of that is going to translate into the movie, I don't know. But yeah, it never really die in comic books. But okay, so let's take a look at Odin. Odin, $40. So the sub 100 should be about 160. 179 you can get one for. So no good crazy things on Odin. So Thor, here we have Thor. He's not a first appearance, but he's $8.50, and there are not, like, the cheapest sub 100 that you can get is $400. It's nuts. Valkyrie. Valkyrie is $5, so she should be $40 sub 100. Let's see what she is right now. Number 81 is $44, so that's pretty close. And a sub 100, I would say sub 50 should be 80. Number 46 comes close at 99. I've thought about getting her. I just haven't. I do have one of her in sub 100 form. I got the number 72. This is for $420.69. Nice. Coming nice. Come and blaze it down below. All right, so here's an interesting one. Somebody asked me the other day, what should I get? Should I get the Deadpool Mighties, or should I get the Thor Mighties? And I told them 100% get the Thor Mighties, because the Thor Mighties have a lot more amazing, awesome, powerful characters. I love every single one of these Deadpools. Like the Deadpool the Duck, I'm not going to lie. I actually did not know that character, and I know every single Deadpool character, clearly except for that one. As you can see, most of this guy owns most of the sub 100s of him, whereas and this is not even a first appearance Deadpool. First appearance Deadpool was the Christmas sweater. The only sub 100, well, there are three. There's $940, $770, and then $85. So there's only one under $100. It's number 76 for $85. And there are only two under $1,000. And the rest are thousands. And he's not even a first appearance. Now the secret rare, Howard the Duck, there's 34 of them out there. It's at $93. And there's sub 100s, 199. I guess it's kind of close. Or 180 is kind of close to where it should be. Now here's something else I noticed. The secret rares and the ultra rares are between 3 and 5x. Like the secret rares are usually 3x the ultra rares, sometimes a little bit more depending on how much percentage they are. You do not see that with the most recent Marvel Mighties. That secret rare is like 1.5x. It's it's a crazy setup. So Dogpool, 35 for the floor. Number 91 is listed at 88 gems. That's a pretty decent deal, considering that the next cheapest one is number 53 at 200 gems. I think 88 is actually pretty good. If you wanted to get that, you can. But again, nobody, for this set, it's different because I guarantee you, aside from me, nobody else knew who Dogpool was. Nobody know that. If you know who Lady Deadpool is, she's Wanda Willson. What's her middle name? Deadpool is Wade Winston Willson. Wanda Willson is, I forget her middle name. I wonder if it says it. It just says Wanda Willson. $4.40 for her floor, and I have most of the sub 100s listed on there because I have a ton of hers. And then someone named Bogdi, number 46, so it's not worth it. Her at like maybe 40 something dollars would be worth it, for a sub 100. X-Men Deadpool, again, also not a first appearance, so him at $585, maybe be $40 for the sub 100, but you get number 63 at $63. Oh no, you get number 96 at $49. That's almost close to what it should be. Yeah, maybe if he lowers it a little bit more. But Zombie Deadpool is a first appearance Deadpool. He's at $14 for the rare, so I'd say $84 for the sub 100. And you are getting Number 75 you can get for 89. It's pretty close. But here's a set that I'm really, really interested in. It's the Spider-Man Marvel Mighties. Bill Garner says, I was surprised to see how well Zombie Deadpool has held up since the drop. Yeah, I also, because Zombie Deadpool, it is a first appearance. Yeah, there's 6,000, and again, there is less than 6,000 of him. But again, nobody knows who Zombie Deadpool was. But there's still less than 6,000, but there's over 5,500, and he's still $14. Nobody knows this character. There's more than five. There's more than double the amount of mints as Riri Williams, who's literally Ironheart, and he's 40% more than she is. He's $14. She's 9. It's like almost 50% higher. If I didn't go, yeah, they do love the zombie lore. Again, like there's a reason there's Marvel zombies. There's a reason there's a Captain America zombie. And the spider, do I have the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man? I don't think I do anymore. I think I sold it. Yeah, I don't have it. I have the Captain America zombies because they do be big though. I do not have the Spider-Man. Oh, I do. The Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. Good. I love those. Yeah. This why Riri Williams is stupid undervalued in my opinion. I think a decent, and that's why I have like 3 or 4 for sub 100s. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Yeah, I have 4 for sub 100s. Because of that. Anywho, the interesting thing about the Spidey set. Need to look up that ultra rare zombie Spidey, the Zombie Hunter Spider. Yeah, he's again. Look at the What If series on Disney Plus. They throw hints. So Black Cat is a rare. She's 13. All right, so she's a rare. She's $13. So maybe about $78 for sub 100. Cheapest is 98. Still pretty decent considering the next cheapest is 4,500. So again, even with this, the farther back you go, there's only 2 sub 100s of Black Cat. Of oh god, I forget her name. It's Felicia Hardy. Yeah. Um, and again, 5,555 of her. More than double. So Ghost Spidey is someone I'm also very, very bullish on. I have 6 of her, no sub 100s unfortunately. She's $13.90, so I think 130, 140 would be a good sub 100, and you can get one for 150, kind of close. And again, the next cheapest sub 100 is 300, so yeah, not bad. So this is another thing. Green Goblin. This is interesting. He's $67, for the floor. So let's say he's, I don't know, 200. Yeah, 200-ish for sub 100. You can get him for 190 sub 100. That's actually a pretty good deal. But remember, 3,333 editions, and he's at $67. Look at the relationship to the secret rare. This secret rare is 285. So what is 67? What is it times 4? Okay, now this is different because the secret rare Spider-Man. So it's 4x the price of the ultra rare, but Secret Rare Spider-Man was the 2099. He was at like 330. The floor has come down, but that's 285. Let's take a look at the sub 100s for Secret Rare Spidey for 2099. Oh, one's at 5. This one, number 57, was at 999. Then it was at 800. Then at 700. Now he's at 590. So this Elena Vram guy, that's good. I bought a sub 100 Spidey at what did I buy it at? Bought it at like 400 something dollars. So when I got number 89, listed for $6,942, 20 cents, 69,420. Yeah, the cheapest being 590. Again, not worth it right now, but if that went to, I don't even know what I bought this at. Does it say? Oh yeah, I bought it at 469. if this drops another $150, I still can't afford it right now, but yeah, that's looks like it's going on its way to be really good. Because again, Spidey is going to be $29.9. He'll be into the Spider-Verse too. A lot more people know who he is. Pretty awesome character. Again, Spider-Man, not a first appearance. He's a common that garners $19.50. And the cheapest sub 100 is from Granola Warfare at $300. Spider-Woman, nobody really cares about Jessica Drew. Cool character, but she's $9.50, so let's say she would be $80-something. Actually, you can get a sub 100 for $76, but again, really not a crazy popular character. And then it goes to the Eternals and anything past that. I mean, I have all the sets, but nobody likes Eternals. Anyway, guys, that do be it for me. I'd be talking for about 2 hours, 15 minutes. Thank you all. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Call me Skywalker, All Chat Gaming. Thank you so much for the super chats. I love you all. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. Bye, guys. Right, thanks, DTH domain name, and oh yay. Bye. Meow, 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 meow. Like button. Subscribe.